When it comes to superheroes, we all have our favorites, including our favorite comic book empires. But whether you're a DC fan or a Marvel fan, we can all agree that comic books are awesome, right? Well, if you've ever wondered what it would be like to pit your favorite DC heroes against your favorite Marvel heroes, we have a treat for you.
Oh, it's definitely the end times.
We've got some answers for any debates you may have gotten into regarding who would win between the Justice League and the Avengers. Want to know more? Watch our video and find out. Before we get started, we'd like to thank Screen Rant for sending you guys over. If you love comic books and superheroes, then consider subscribing to CBR because this channel is definitely for you. Trust us, you won't regret it.
Guess I'll just have to trust you.
Darker Origins. We know you're curious about a battle between the two most iconic teams in the comic book world. Both are powerful and super in their own right, but if the Avengers were forced to take on the Justice League, it would be nothing short of a doomsday scenario. Well, that's good news for the motley crew from DC Comics. As Bane might say, they were born in the darkness and molded by it.
I understood that reference.
Batman's childhood was an emotional roller coaster, and Superman survived the extinction of his people, and almost all of the Justice League members have equally tragic beginnings. Diana Prince has seemingly lived 1,000 lives and continually watched her loved ones die of both natural and violent causes. Victor Stone suffered monstrous attacks and awoke to find his prodigiously athletic frame replaced by metal parts.
At least you're alive. You call this living?
That's a horrific scenario that has no equal on the Avengers. From Spider-Man to Captain America, these meta-human boosters are gifts, not curses. Even the Hulk, perhaps the most tragic figure on the team, sees more good than harm from his all-green upgrades. Of course, Dark Origins don't necessarily make the Justice League better than the Marvel counterparts, but it certainly gives them the edge in the heat of battle. Defined hierarchy. The Justice League is not unlike the United Nations Security Council. Though each member is powerful in their own right, a select few are nigh unstoppable. Superman is without a question the most fearsome fighter on the squad, but his humility allows the Justice League to operate like a well-oiled machine. He even empowers Batman, arguably the moral spine of the team, with a sliver of kryptonite as a failsafe should he ever lose control. Now that's thoughtful and pragmatic. Good guy soups.
That's me.
Though the Justice League is not without instances of infighting, envy, and mistrust, it's built on a solid foundation of respect and order. They know who's in charge and continually keep the peace. A level head is always important in times of crisis, and this team has that down. While the Avengers bear the American pride of Steve Rogers and the bank account of Tony Stark, it lacks the organizational structure of the Justice League. Though Marvel's finest certainly know how to exploit each other's strengths in the line of fire,
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
they will be eclipsed by the Justice League's big-picture approach to battle.
Give me a break!
For those of you who love ad-free viewing and free things, we're excited to announce the Premium Network. The Premium gets you early access to videos from CBR, The Gamer, Screen Rant, and many other great channels. Thousands of videos in one place with ad-free browsing. How sweet is that? Sign up for free The Premium by clicking the link to start binge-watching videos from your favorite channels. Powerhouse Fighters. Taken in as a whole unit, the Avengers are not to be threatened and are a force to be reckoned with. Armed with the hammer of Thor, Peter Parker's webs, and Iron Man's suits, the possibilities are endless for Marvel's main team. When you pick apart their marquee players and separate them from one another, however, the cracks start to show. The fact remains, the Avengers don't have enough powerhouse fighters to match the Justice League.
We have a Hulk.
Yes, they have a Hulk, but he's best in short bursts and when kept at arm's length from the Man of Tomorrow. Outside of old Jade Jaws, you're looking at Black Panther, Hawkeye, Falcon, Black Widow, and other superheroes who will fade like daylight in a turf war against the Justice League. When you have a legitimate warrior princess in Wonder Woman, a godlike alien with limitless strength in Superman, and a billionaire brawling tactician in Batman, it's hard to look at the Avengers with any sort of fear. Sure, Scarlet Witch can hex the hell out of the League, and Captain America would pose some problems, but nobody from Marvel's main office has the gift for unhinged combat like the Justice League.
That's what I'm talking about! Victory!
AQUAMAN'S territory. This hero has his own solo movie coming up, so we think it's a great time to bring up his importance to the team. He might not be able to take down the whole team, but Aquaman would present a major problem for the Avengers. Not only can he hold his own on land, as the Justice League seems keen to showcase, but he rules the roost in his aquatic lair. That gives Arthur Curry the leg up on 70% of Earth's surface area. When in water, he can swim over 6,000 miles per hour, see in total darkness, and uses telepathic powers to communicate with with all manner of marine life. This gives him the potential to set killer whales, sharks, and all kinds of scary, dangerous ocean dwellers on his foes. Not unlike Superman's enhanced powers on Earth, Aquaman is arguably even stronger on land. He's been known to lift buildings, beat Deathstroke, and even nearly choke out the Batman himself. Oh no! And when armed with his nearly unbreakable trident, he can turn enemies into a kebab and summon lightning like Thor. It's not hard to see why Aquaman would make the Avengers a little uneasy. Batman outsmarts the Cap. It's been said that Batman and Captain America are the most evenly matched fighters in the Justice League and Avengers showdown. Though they're both brawlers in their own right, Bruce Wayne and Steve Rogers actually have less in common than you might think. On the surface, Captain America has this fight in the bag. Amped on super soldier serum, he carries a vibranium shield that serves as the ultimate offensive and defensive weapon, a 2-in-1. Batman, on the other hand, is merely a wealthy mortal with high-tech toys and a keen understanding of the art of war. But it turns out, that's all he needs. With ample prep time, Batman would counter Cap's advantages and run him into the ground. While Steve Rogers is known for his patriotism and bravery, the Dark Knight is known for his intelligence and his cunning. In addition to marshaling the Justice League as a whole, Batman's stealth and strategy will reveal Captain America's vulnerabilities and find him wanting. Talk about brains and brawn. By the time the Caped Crusader lands the final blow, he would have figured out 5 different ways to take down the rest of Earth's mightiest heroes. It seems like the Dark Knight doesn't need superpowers, does he?
I'm Batman.
Superman handles Hulk. We all know the Hulk can be pretty scary when he's angry and pretty hard to take down, but the Hulk's primary advantage is his ability to lose control. His anger acts as a berserker rage that would leave most superheroes crying uncle. Superman is one of the few fighters who would handle the Green Giant without dying in the process. In each of their 3 recorded crossovers in Marvel and DC history, the Man of Steel has unsurprisingly been victorious.
I have, actually.
The reasoning is clear. What value does the Hulk have when he can't compete with Superman's speed? In a one-on-one fight, Kal-El would quickly wear out Jade Jaws. An uppercut from the Hulk would undoubtedly throw Superman for a loop, but his ungodly reflexes should defend him from almost any counterattacks the Hulk can muster. Even if Superman were caught, the Hulk would get zapped by his enemy's heat vision and lose all momentum. Considering his penchant for peace and his hesitancy to ever access the depth of his powers, Superman would ultimately forego killing the Hulk and likely blast him into a neighboring solar system. That could lead to another World War Hulk scenario, but that's a problem for another day. Wonder Woman breaks Thor. Fans of the amazing Wonder Woman and those who love the film will be excited about this one. Now, as exciting as the other matchups may be, Thor vs. Wonder Woman would undoubtedly be the sickest fight of all to watch. It's the closest thing to Ragnarok in all of comics, pitting the son of Odin against the reincarnated god of war and daughter of Zeus.
Fortunately, I am mighty.
While a hammer-wielding Thor is no idle threat, he would hardly stand a chance against a woman who may be the most powerful fighter in comics.
I like her.
Indeed, Diana Prince is the all-in-one supreme goddess filled with the powers and abilities of Mount Olympus's finest. She not only inherits the physical prowess of her deified ancestors, but gains their wisdom and intelligence as well. These traits were largely left out of Thor's DNA, unfortunately. Considering how much older her ancient people are than the Asgardians, Wonder Woman brings centuries of additional combat experience and intellect to the table. She capitalizes on her history by wielding a set of weapons that outclass Thor's whack-a-mole mighty hammer. Ultimately, it would be a fight for the ages, but Wonder Woman would eclipse Thor and affirm her value in the Justice League, as if she wasn't invaluable already. Go Diana! Green Lantern's Power Ring. Okay, we know the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern flick didn't do too well and wasn't well received amongst critics and fans alike. But can we agree that Ryan Reynolds is amazing and the Green Lantern is actually a pretty cool superhero?
I know, right?
Armed with a power ring, Hal Jordan can pick apart the Avengers like fish in a barrel. Arguments about his overpowered abilities are totally valid because all Green Lantern needs to wreak havoc on Stan Lee's A-Team is a potent imagination and an iron will.
That wasn't so hard.
He could not only create a hammer to flatten the Hulk, but he could atomize old Jade Jaws if he so desired.
Is that the best you can do?
Green Lantern can also take advantage of the pocket dimension and literally trap the Hulk inside the universe of his ring.
You had to ask.
Call it unfair, repetitive, or even boring. However you slice it, Green Lantern wears the ruby slippers of the superhero world. He may not be physically unbeatable, but his power ring is truly unlimited in nature. This gives him the drop in not only his one-on-one matchups, but against the Avengers as a whole. Hal Jordan sounds pretty cool now, doesn't he?
I know, right?
They don't assemble, they unite. Let's agree on one thing. Both teams are amazing in their own right, and we love superheroes. But without kicking off an MCU versus DCEU grudge match, the defining slogans for both teams must be assessed. There's definitely a chasmic difference between assemble and unite. For starters, the Justice League existed in comics long before the Avengers. They didn't have a catchphrase, nor even need one to justify their existence. When Marvel realized they needed a meta-human tag team of their own, they drafted the Avengers and gave them a defining slogan: Assemble! It proved a fun, albeit casual avenue to put their most popular and colorful characters in a single comic panel. And may we add, it's always fun to say when in a large group of friends. Try it, we dare ya. The Justice League, on the other hand, is, well, different. They don't align because they want to. They do it because they don't have a choice. Just look at the latest Justice League trailer and the prominent conversation about leaders. They said the age of heroes would never come again, Diana posits, before Bruce Wayne responds, it has to. The Justice League doesn't just assemble, they unite. And in the world of superheroes, that makes all the difference. Superman takes all. Speaking of Hulk and the Man of Steel, in a battle against the Avengers, the Hulk would only be the title fight. After dispatching old Jade Jaws, Superman would methodically lay waste to the rest of the Marvel team before they could even bid each other farewell.
You've lost.
How can one superhero take down the whole team? Well, let's evaluate Kal-El's many awesome powers, shall we? Flying at the speed of light, the Man of Steel would steadily dismantle Iron Man, Black Widow, Captain America, Thor, and anyone else who dared to stick around. He's that fast. It would end so quickly that if fans paid to watch, they would demand a refund. Plus, if you had a properly enraged Superman whose filters sometimes go out the window when angry, he would essentially turn the Avengers into pudding. Ouch! Though they have a deep bench, the Avengers have few fighters that could withstand more than a second of contact against the Man of Steel. To be fair, Superman is out of this world. Literally, Thor and Hulk are the only ones who have a shot at survival, while everyone from Iron Man to Black Widow would most likely instantly be taken out by Superman's insurmountable strength and speed.
How are you guys planning on beating them?
Together. We'll lose. And we'll do that together too.
Well, there you have it, fans. Those are some of the reasons why the Justice League has a leg up on the Avengers. Do you agree or disagree? Did we miss anything? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out our awesome playlist as well as Screen Rant, and subscribe to us for all things comic book. Thanks for watching.